Tonight we're going to go out and do some enforcement, go undercover, go up to some prostitutes and see if they'll solicit us and make the streets a little bit safer. We have a possible here. It's a female. She's by herself, so we're going to pull in here.
Hey, what's up? What you up to?
Nothing.
Hey, you looking good.
Huh?
What are you doing?
Just out.
You want to jump in?
You need company?
Yeah. Are you giving company?
Kinda.
Kinda?
If you're buying.
If I'm buying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she's in the car. So now we'll pop out and follow behind them.
Normally I do $40. What is it that you pay? Because I got in from Atlanta. I go to my own place. I strip totally down. If we go any further, it's just $20 more.
No. That's $40 for work. Oh, that's a good deal with me.
Okay, she wants $40. Says she has her own place, and something about if he wants to go any further, it's $20 more.
Metro Police, put your hands right there.
Is it okay?
Metro Police, put your hands up
Las
there.
Vegas Vice.
All right.
Okay, slide up. Put your hands up
Put
there.
your hands up there. We're gonna handcuff you.
Slide up. Okay, we got it. Hello.
Hello.
Las Vegas Vice. Anything in your purse you need to know about?
Condoms.
Just condoms? Now go ahead and take your hands and put them behind your back. You ever been arrested before?
Yes, I have.
What for?
Prostitution.
When's the last time?
A couple weeks back.
A couple of weeks back. How long you been out in Vegas?
Not that long.
Where you from?
From San Diego.
If I had just
I
a
quit
dollar.
once I hit 100,000, all right?
All right.
I quit.
Unfortunately, I know 5 years from now I will still see you again. At some point in time, you have to think about yourself. Everybody chooses what path they want to go to. I'm not passing judgment on you, all right? But you're 18, you're still young, you're a nice-looking young lady, you still have your whole life ahead of you. However, you're never going to get rich, and you're never going to have a decent life if you stay in this business.
Yeah, I can take
Okay,
you to the deck.
let's go to my car back here.
Because my legs are giving out.
Okay, let's go have a seat.
Come
I've got right side weakness.
Keep an eye on her. Come on.
I've got right side weakness.
Okay, I'll try to help you out here, okay? All right, you can go ahead and walk, and we'll take him down there. He can meet you for dinner. Go ahead and just turn that leg a little bit and get it in there. And my partner here will give you a ride. All right? But you do me a favor. You know it and I know it. She's a prostitute, okay? You already told me that, but be careful. We have a big problem out here, and there's a lot of officers working this particular street, so don't get yourself in trouble, all right?
Well, I told her that I wouldn't treat her as a prostitute because my brain injury kind of cancels that out.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
So you don't see her as a prostitute?
21.
What do you see her as?
Well, she's a prostitute.
Okay.
She's a golden-hearted prostitute.
Huh?
She tries to help people out.
Are you guys in a room after dinner?
Well, if we do, it's not going to be for sex.
What's it gonna be for?
Relationship.
What does relationship mean?
Women like to talk about the things that happen to them.
Okay, so you're gonna go listen to her?
Yeah.
Okay, well just do me a favor. When you're out having your relationship with her and talking with her, make sure you use protection, because she's been around a while.
Well, I'm not going to give her my PIN number either.
Oh, no.
That's probably a good thing.
Hey, I'm 49 years old. I've been around for a while. I ain't been crippled that long. About 3 years I've been crippled.
All right. Well, you take care.
Okay.
Hey, what's up, man?
It's a felony. It's a felony? I have to tell you something.
What?
I just got arrested.
No, that is not what happened.
Several sex buyers have been picked up right here just in the last few days. All are taken straight to jail. As of September 1, it's a felony.
Yeah. Yep, go right over here.
You know that paying for sex
No,
is
it is very
illegal.
legal, yes.
Do you know it's a felony in Texas?
I did not know that.
All right, when we get in there, I'll take them off.
Does it ever shock you how young some of these people are?
It's heartbreaking that 18-year-old, 19 and 20-year-old kids are showing up doing this kind of stuff.
Law enforcement is currently unjustly targeting women.
Scaramucci is the only officer who testified in support of Texas's new law cracking down on predators and shifting blame away from victims.
So this website aggregates sex ads just from all over the internet.
Ads selling the same woman across state lines, tattoos consistent with prostitution, and photos other than selfies are telltale signs. The majority of victims are female, lured into prostitution.
And then there's a girl that I've been watching for a while.
This one features an X-rated video with a man Scaramucci believes is her pimp. Quick detective work reveals the two are at a nearby motel.
When are y'all hop in with me real fast?
Should we change your locations?
Yeah, representative call. We catch up with them at a gas station. His young family is along for the ride. The woman who says she's addicted to meth confirms he's been selling her since they met and keeping the money.
She was homeless. He found her at a local intersection walking down the street, picked her up, gave her a place to stay. What is mega personals?
But like other women snared in Scaramucci's bus, she'll get help, not jail time.
This is gonna go as well.
Sit down. Okay, relax. He's coming out.
All right, what's wrong with you? What happened? Did you get beat up?
Yeah.
Who beat you up?
He did.
How do you know this guy? What are you doing here?
I was working.
Working?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I need to know. What were you guys doing?
We weren't doing nothing. I was waiting for him to get his money.
Did he hit you or not?
Yes.
How did he hit you?
He punched me in my face.
Okay. What were you doing down there in between the seats?
Me by my neck and my nose foot. Right here, breathe. And I almost died. What did you guys think?
You been using any drugs tonight?
No, man.
No? I'm a guy.
I know.
Okay. Okay, you all right?
No, I'm scared. I gotta puke.
Okay. Senor.
You getting a ride with a guy when you don't even know? You say he owed you $20?
He took $20. If you would listen,
where did he take it from?
He took it out of my purse. Right here. My purse.
How'd you end up down there like that?
He grabbed me by my neck.
Grabbed you by your neck?
Yes.
Okay. Why would he grab you by your neck?
Because he knew I had $20.
How do you know you had $20?
Because I was putting on my makeup. Am I free to go?
No, you're not. I want to know the truth. First you said nothing.
Okay, yeah, okay, I'm working, so what? I'm homeless.
Are you working right now?
Yes, I'm homeless.
Did he pick you up for what?
Yes.
So what did he agree to?
He agreed to have sex with me. He had sex with me. He didn't pay me about $20. He got mad, grabbed me by my throat, and threw me on the ground and beat the hell out of me. I got my $20 and I want it. All right, you all ain't got beat up. Y'all is not homeless like I am.
So you want him arrested?
Yes, I do, and I want my money.
Wrong answer, forehead.
So you guys agreed to that, right?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna work on that, Barbara.
Can I sit down, though?
Yeah, have a seat. Well, find a seat right there. That's fine.
Oh my God!
Yeah, all right, you all right? All right, we're gonna have you sign a form real quick, Barbara.
This guy, he picks up that female over there for purposes of prostitution, okay? Anyways, they got a disagreement inside the van over here over the amount, okay? It was gonna be $5 to $20. They both get upset. We get a call that there's some screaming and yelling, but to sum it up, they're both drunk in public, too intoxicated to make any sense. So they're gonna go to jail and sober up.
Barbara, look, we had a warrant for your arrest, Barbara. Yeah, we had a warrant for your arrest.
Uh-oh.
So, you're gonna end up going to jail and then being released in 4 hours, and they'll give you a citation to return.
4 hours, I'll be released?
Yeah, in about 4 hours you get released, okay?
What about my money, though?
The money, unfortunately, we're not gonna be able to give you back the money because you guys both agreed to have sex, Barbara.
Oh my God!
That's not how the law works. Obviously, the police is not gonna get your money back because you chose to prostitute, you chose to break the law, and you chose to be a consenting adult. And guess what? When you consent to have sex with strangers, you end up with Nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's what she gets. Prostitution needs to stop. These people are disgusting. Shame on all of you.
I can't take that money back from you.
And what's so crazy too, she took a huge L. This episode is old, but still.
The trauma that is caused by being able to purchase a person's body and do whatever you want to it is far too catastrophic. And the resources expended by the Polk County Sheriff's Office and other law enforcement agencies is far too much.
The Albuquerque Police Department made more than 20 arrests in a prostitution sting. The 3-day operation focused on areas in the southeast part of town. News 13's Jessica Badon is live in downtown with the story. Jessica?
Today was the last day of a sting that started on Tuesday. APD says operations like this are all about deterrence and getting resources to victims.
Let everybody know that we are out there and anybody that's doing this will be arrested.
A strong warning from Albuquerque police to anyone trying to pay for sex.
And just so you know, prostitution is illegal. And if you think prostitution, if you're one of these idiots out here that think that prostitution needs to be legalized, then you obviously have some sort of mental problem. Prostitution is dangerous, and by saying people need to legalize prostitution is basically saying that deviant activity and behavior is acceptable. Shame.
Today, APD wrapped up a 3-day operation in the southeast area of the city, targeting solicitors known as Johns.
Our focus really is to utilize these operations as a deterrent, so when the numbers go down, that's what we want, and we keep addressing these areas to see those numbers go down and keep them down.
On Tuesday, APD says they made 8 arrests, followed by another 6 arrests on Wednesday. The sting is led by the department's high-risk victims team, along with help from the Criminal Investigations Division and field officers. Along with arresting the Johns, the team also works to connect victims of prostitution and human trafficking with help through the Family Advocacy Center downtown. APD says these operations are important because they often tie into other criminal activity, including drugs and violence, especially during events like the State Fair.
We definitely see an uptick in this type of activity when there's different events that are coming into the city, but I want to make it very clear that during that time we do ramp up our efforts to make sure that the streets and that these traffic victims and the Johns are addressed.
APD also wants to remind potential criminals that these operations continue all year round, and they will be vigilant.
I want anybody that's out there on the street looking to solicit sex, that they need to understand that you can be talking to an undercover police officer and you will be arrested.
APD says anyone arrested for soliciting sex could face a petty misdemeanor. Repeat offenders could face a full misdemeanor charge. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Jessica. APD says they are already planning their next sting.
Thank you, everyone, for being here with me today. I'm going to talk briefly about an op that we're going to do a press conference on this next Friday morning. So y'all stay tuned for more news on Friday morning. But this obviously became big news in Cartersville, Georgia, at the police department, and the information quickly leaked out. And so now all the news media is asking for this information, so you're getting an early preview of what's going to be a very interesting release of information on a human trafficking operation. As you know, we seek out the victims of human trafficking, and in order to do that, you do prostitution stings. Well, when you do these operations, as this one was hugely successful, we'll talk about Friday, you arrest Johns who are seeking out prostitutes as well. Well, let me introduce you to what I consider a high-profile arrest. This is Deputy Chief Jason DePrima of the Cartersville Police Department. As I understand it, after talking to his chief, he's been there almost 30 years, graduate of the FBI Academy, well-respected police officer in town. Did you notice I said in town? But he was out of town. That's right, he was at an American Polygraph Association meeting in Orlando, Florida. Let me say this clearly. I don't want you to miss it. Driving an unmarked vehicle that was normally assigned to the DEA task force, meaning their officer assigned to the task force would have driven this vehicle. But apparently his vehicle was not so good to make the trip, so he's in one of the undercover vehicles. When he shows up at our undercover operation in the government vehicle, carrying alcoholic beverages, apparently some Bud Light for himself and White Claw for our undercover operative. That's right, he bought a case of White Claw because she said she would like it. So ostensibly, this guy has come to have sex with a prostitute while driving the Cartersville Police Department undercover vehicle, and he was in possession of alcohol, which of course, had we not intervened, he was going to drink that, engage in sexual conduct, and ultimately get in his government vehicle and drive back to his hotel. But newsflash, this is Jason DePrima, 49 years of age, his picture at the Polk County Jail. That's right, and let me tell you the story as he relates it to us. He is texting with, guess what, our undercover detective. He started this conversation with her on Wednesday night where he was going to show up, but he became spooked. He didn't say why, but on Thursday night, he just couldn't resist the urge to be with our undercover detective who he thought was a high-class prostitute.
Just like most of you idiots out here, can't resist the urge. What's so crazy about this guy, he had an entire family, he had a wife, had kids, had a career, had everything, and he threw it all away just to fool around with some hotel trash. Shame.
So he once again began to communicate. He asked how much the price is. She said $80, or a full half hour, $120. He said, I'm in. So he comes to the house. Ultimately, he's arrested. But the conversation is very interesting. He told her before the takedown occurred that the night before he had engaged with another prostitute online for $200. And that prostitute said, hey, go get a Cash App card. You know, you can buy them at the convenience stores. And he did for $200. And then she said, I want you to take a photograph of it so I know you've got the money. Well, duh. He took a photograph and sent it to the alleged prostitute on Wednesday night, according to him. You're not going to believe this. You can't even believe this. Now, this guy's a cop, and he was flim-flammed and conned by a prostitute. That's right. She took the information off of the card, got the $200, and left him high and dry. He was ripped off in a confidence scam with a prostitute, or who was alleged to be a prostitute. So that was on Wednesday. Then he talks. He's not giving up. Then he talks, and Thursday night at just before midnight, he shows up. He shows up with this White Claw, and it's like, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? What is going on? You're a deputy chief, a high-ranking official in a very respected police department, and you're showing up with White Claw and 2 Bud Lights, and we're not sure whether he can do math or not, okay? Because the deal is for $120 for a half hour a full half hour. He shows up with 180. He shows up with 180 and says, I can send you the rest of it on a Cash App, but I had to stop to buy the White Claw. So for some reason, I don't know if he's planning on extra time, he can't add, he wants to leave a tip, he wants to impress this person. But listen to his text. He's real suspicious. I guess you would be after you got ripped off the night before. Listen to his text. If you're legit as you seem, we will have fun. If not, I'm riding around with a case of White Claw, feeling girly. Well, he got to feel arresty when we put him in jail. So we put him in jail late on Thursday night under a $500 bond. He didn't get out of jail until Saturday morning at 4 o'clock. So he got to spend, almost 2 complete nights in the county jail. So now he's gone from deputy police chief, as I understand he's suspended pending their disciplinary actions, and he's facing criminal charges here in Polk County. So if all else fails, he can write a book, How to Ruin Your Career in 3 Easy Steps. Start out by going to Florida to a polygraph association school, then lie to the detectives when they investigate and ask you questions. Oh, he made admissions. But it's like, I wanted to ask him, since he's a polygrapher and was at polygraph school, would you like to take a polygraph with those answers you gave us? How would that work for you? And according to all the information we received, he's got a beautiful wife and a great family. And you just want to go, come on, man. Have you lost the last 3 brain cells, or do you just have cabbage for brains? Why would you do that? Anyway, he's charged. He's managed, obviously, to create a great deal of angst with his family. His police chief is angry beyond words, which I certainly clearly understand. He's embarrassed the city. He's been a police officer there for a long time. And now he's facing criminal charges in Florida.
I think y'all can learn a thing or two. This guy lost everything just because he chose to make bad choices. He lost his career, his reputation. He lost his family, his kids, his son, his wife. All because he chose to go out and make bad choices. And there's a bunch of idiots that say that prostitution needs to be legalized. Well, if it's going to cause you to lose all that, I don't think it's worth it.
Are there any questions?
It was a shocking story. Undercover police posing as parents selling their children for sex, and several would-be buyers took the bait.
Tonight in a Target 7 investigation, why police believe there are actually parents here selling their children and the problems they're having catching them. Here's Peyton Spellacy.
There are parents and guardians in New Mexico and frankly all over the world who are actively engaged in trading their children for sex, basically pimping them out for their own financial benefit.
That's what police were trying to stop when they conducted an undercover operation last month. They took into custody 8 people. Police say some of them were trying to buy children from parents.
It is the most horrific conduct that any parent can imagine.
But why didn't police actually arrest the parents selling their children?
It's a much easier operation for our law enforcement officers to put together when they are able to create a decoy account and they're looking for people who are responding to those kinds of messages.
Attorney General Raul Torres spearheaded the multi-agency undercover operation. Torres has sued social media platforms like Meta over what he says are policies that make it easier for pedophiles to operate.
That the day after we filed our lawsuit against Meta, they announced that they were encrypting all the communications on their message end to end. They had never done it before.
Torres says by encrypting messages, social media companies can't access any of the information on their own platform. So when law enforcement come knocking with a search warrant, the messages don't exist.
They have intentionally blinded themselves to the one space within their platform that is the primary means for these kinds of parents to direct sick individuals who might be interested in sex with their children.
Court records show that officers posing as parents went to social media platforms like these.
At the same time, it's really challenging because you've got to keep your story straight, right? You can't just LOL the whole world away and send emojis.
Kyle Hartstock oversaw the undercover officers and used to be one himself.
It's a bit of an adrenaline rush because you kind of can't believe it's working, because who would be so stupid, right? We skim the surface with these arrests, right? We got the very, very top of the sea foam right now. And you're completely correct. The fact that they were this confident to engage right now, this was probably not their first conversation online doing this.
Police would then arrange to meet their suspect in a random home in a neighborhood just like this one.
When they show up on site, they could say, I'm here for a different reason. Their phones could be locked.
So police use new technology that allows them to plug into a cell phone and find out everything about the suspect.
I would say, what can't we tell about you? And that's the reality. Our phones know every single thing about us.
Heather Barnhart is a forensic examiner working for a company called Cellbrite. Law enforcement used them and had their forensic examiners at the bait houses.
We can essentially see everything.
But they can't crack encrypted applications. They did, however, find some surprising things about their suspects.
Once we identify them, it's like, who are they, right? Are they a trusted community person? Is always the biggest question. Because if they are, well, they're just more dangerous, right?
Target 7 looked into the background of all the people charged. One of them was a teacher at this school, and another was a soccer coach. And one by one, they walked into court. Each time a judge held them in jail until their trial.
I do find that this defendant does pose a threat to the safety of others.
But what's missing are those parents lurking online.
Any parent who is engaged in this kind of horrific behavior, they should be on notice that the New Mexico Department of Justice and our special agents and our law enforcement partners are actively looking for them.
For Target 7, I'm Peyton Spellacy.
If you have tips for Target 7, call the Target 7 tip line 505-884-6347 or by email newstips@koat.com.